You are processing accounts payable, and an email arrives from a long-standing supplier. They have attached a perfectly branded invoice alongside a formal request to route the remaining balance to a new escrow account for a banking migration. In the past, you might look for typos or awkward phrasing to spot a fake. Today, large language models can draft a contextually accurate, executive-toned phishing lure in a fraction of a second. The spelling and tone are flawless. To determine if this is a genuine request or a massive financial mistake, we have to ignore the prose. Instead, we inspect the mechanical infrastructure that delivered the message. By reading the hidden routing data, you can definitively prove whether this invoice is a routine business update or a highly sophisticated scam. Extract the email's raw routing data to pull up the full header. The interface breaks open, revealing a wall of code. Scan down to the from line. Your vendor's name appears here, but it acts only as a decorative name tag. Look slightly lower to find the reply to line. This is the mechanical destination where your response, and eventually your money, will actually be routed. Notice that it points to a completely unrelated, anonymous free mail address. A mismatch between the visible sender name and the underlying reply to destination is an immediate indicator of identity masking. The attacker wants you to see a trusted brand, but reply to their hidden inbox. Scan for the authentication results line, which acts as a digital passport. SPF verifies the specific server is authorized to send mail, while DKIM provides a cryptographic signature, ensuring the message wasn't altered in transit. It's easy to see a pass on both checks and assume the sender is your vendor. That is the exact trap scammers rely on. This diagram illustrates a typo squat. The attacker registered a domain exactly one character off from your real supplier. They properly configured SPF and DKIM records for their fake infrastructure, so the message technically passes all checks. Passing authentication proves the message came from where it claims to be from. It does not guarantee that the domain itself belongs to the person you think you are talking to. To find the true origin, read the chronological received chain from bottom to top. Skip any internal private network IPs, starting with 10, 172, or 192. They won't trace to a physical location. Isolate the bottommost public IP address. Running that IP through a geolocation service reveals the server's physical location. Here, the data originates from an overseas residential network, far from your supplier. We then take that same IP and run it through threat intelligence databases, like Talus or Spamhaus. The results show a poor email reputation and an active blocklist warning for advance fee fraud. A single flag could be an anomaly, but a domain mismatch, an overseas residential IP, and a known spam blocklist together provide convergent evidence. We combine multiple distinct data points to prove the fraud. With the suspicious email and IP isolated, we shift our focus from the infrastructure to the identity behind it. We generate variations of the suspected name using an email permutator. Then we apply precise Boolean search operators, like placing the name in quotes, and forcing a site-specific query on a professional network to surface connected profiles. For high-stakes investigations, we escalate from standard search engines to specialized public records and licensed skip tracing databases. These platforms aggregate utility data, credit headers, and proprietary records to link the email directly to a physical location. While technical masking can obscure a sender, the intersection of search patterns and specialized records often surfaces the real-world fingerprints that infrastructure analysis misses. The technical evidence points to an elaborate scam, but before reaching a final conclusion, we perform one last, entirely analog step, the callback. When verifying a change in financial instructions, never dial the phone number printed in the suspicious email. You must call the trusted historical number you already have on file for that vendor. The real project manager answers and confirms they never requested a bank change. By combining this kind of technical email forensics with strict procedural controls, the organization effectively blocks a devastating financial blow. The next time an urgent invoice arrives, trust the mechanical plumbing over the written prose. Follow the resources provided below, extract the headers, and let the routing data tell you the truth.